It's 2:11 on a Thursday afternoon. Thought we'd pull the camera out. Getting ready to start up our 11th container movement of the day. I think it's the 11th. We came in at 6 this morning and picked up a load of medical supplies, took it down to a warehouse, distribution warehouse in the Campbell Industrial. This is a fairly new outfit. So we put the container on the dock there. I think there were 11 pallets inside. Heard them open up the gate, put the ramp onto the container, and then I didn't hear anything, so here I go inside, see if they need any help. And she goes, "Oh yeah, we only offload our containers. You're responsible for offloading your container." Something about that's how it's done on the mainland. Now, normally when that happens, out of the ordinary, first thing you do is you call up dispatch and let them know it's a live offload, but they want me to offload the material. Because that's not the norm, at least not for us. But I knew if I did that and they didn't have that permission, it would just jam everything up. So I figured it's such an easy job. If they're just being lazy, I don't want to make a big deal of it. So I pallet jacked the 11 pallets out, and sure enough, when I called into dispatch and told them what had happened, they got really upset and said, "Oh no, they're supposed to be doing the work, not us." But that way I was in and out in 15 minutes because I'm pretty quick. Who knows how long it would have taken. I would probably have to wait for them to do their pallets. Anyway, let's start up our 11th run here. It's 2:15 now. Well, we dumped that container load afterward, that empty afterwards. At which point we ran back to our terminal and picked up an empty. No, we ran over to the plastic products, picked up an empty, brought that back to the shipping terminal, then picked up an SIT load from our terminal. So we bobtailed back to our terminal, picked up an SIT load, brought that here, and when I got the SIT load, she also gave me 4 container loads for the Navy supply distribution. So that's basically what we've been doing mostly today, is Navy supply distribution, back and forth, round and round and round. So we've done 3 fulls already. This will be the 4th. It's located in Alpha 14, Stall 10. We're in Alpha 13 right now. Let's drop the empty chassis that we just brought back from the Navy supply distribution. This is Alpha 13 stall 16. We're going to go to Alpha 14 stall 10. day except for that one little hiccup. Haven't had any major pre-trip problems. No flat tires. This is a pretty easy run, dude. It's 7 miles. Normally we'll drop off a full, pick up an empty. Driving 326. Yesterday, my day off, we went back to the dentist because we had a root canal on Friday last week. And instead of putting a crown on it right away, he wants to give it time to settle down. So I got like a composite filling in there. Really neat. He put this stuff in the mouth and he hit it with the ultralight and it freezes almost instantly. So I guess it's like a fiberglass tooth. An epoxy tooth. That would do this. Everything looks good. Oh, got a light that's not working. Plugged in. See? There it is. Plugged in. Now it's working. I'd say at least 80% of the times when the light's not working, it's not plugged in. It's all those potholes here in Hawaii. Puts a beating on the equipment. So let's do a quick brake check. Gotta wipe my hands off. Whew. Dragging the trailer around the yard. I smell burnt rubber. to pick up an empty, he wants me to pick up a different empty. To take it back to a different shipping terminal. And by that time it'll be the end of the day, so. Making our way out of the shipping terminal. There we go. It's 2:45 and we have finished our 11th movement of the day. So that goes quick. It's only a half an hour. And normally we would pick up one of these empties over here, take it back, but dispatch said hold off on that. He wants to do something else. So let's get the paperwork completed. So the triplicate. This goes to the customer, becomes a POD, proof of delivery. This goes to the office. Girls to take care of the paperwork. For dispatch, so he knows what I did today. Caught up. Oh no, we missed a piece. There we go. Let's see what he wants us to do. Here? Oh, I thought you wanted me to go pick up an oil can. 37. Oh, I see. I can't, yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Right here, I was looking for it under maybe supply distribution, but it's under something else. This blue can is the one he wants us to take back to the international shipping terminal. We'll get this hooked up. Take it back to the international shipping terminal. That's about 9 miles away. Well, it's a little after 3:44. We're still going. This is our 13th movement of the day. Brought the empty from the Navy Supply Distribution down to the international shipping terminal. Dispatch said, well, while you're there, they're still open for 10 more minutes. Go ahead and pick up this full 40-foot container full of best way I can describe it, you go to the supermarket and you go down the what I call the ethnic aisle. Well, you have all your different varieties of ethnic foods, Indian curries, Chinese soy sauces, and that's what this is. That's that aisle basically in the grocery store. So it's going down to a distribution. It's not. It's a self-storage warehouse. It's what they're using as a distribution hub. So we picked it up. It's on maximum weight, 57,000. So we're 80,000 gross right now. Making our way through downtown. We don't have any paperwork, so we got to swing by the terminal and pick up the paperwork, and then from there down to the self-storage is about 3 miles. But I'm pretty sure this will be the last run of the day, unless there's some empty to pick up. Which wouldn't surprise me. This day's been busy, but it's been real good runs, and as a result, the day just flies by. You don't even realize it. It feels like it just got started. Yeah, that's what we're working on. Number 13 of the day. Making our way back to our terminal. Okay, we've picked up the most important paperwork for the last run of the day. 57,000 pounds of exotic spices and sauces. Headed down to the self-storage on Ohula Street. Another 2 miles away about. Of course, it's beginning of rush hour traffic. Actually, we're right in the heart of rush hour traffic, 355. Which isn't going to make this delivery any easier. It's a very, very tight loading dock off a very busy street. Maximum weight, 80,000 pounds. So these containers don't like to make sharp maneuvers with all that weight on them. You really got to force them to turn. Oh yeah, they were also driving the spare truck. So I think we can do it. By far the clinchiest run of the day, between the time limitations for getting out of the shipping terminal right as they were closing, picking up the paperwork, and now headed to the delivery. those docks, sometimes you gotta approach it from a different direction. All depends on how the cars are parked next to the driveway. If they're right up next to the driveway, then sometimes you gotta turn around. Instead of hitting it from the driver's side, you gotta hit it from the blind side. The truck runs completely different. It's like that. So that was the most challenging spot of the day. There was plenty of room. Everything went really smooth. The hassle was when I pulled in, the shadow of the building was, we were in the shadow. As I pulled forward to straighten out, I hit the sunlight, and the glare on the windows was so bad I couldn't see anything. What I do then is roll down all the windows so I don't have to look through a window and a mirror. Wipe the mirrors a little bit. And yeah, now it's all we had to do. But it can be a little clinchy and, you know, there's a little stressful because of the traffic's just going non-stop. A lot of people will give you a moment, and there's a lot of people that won't. You just gotta find out which one you're dealing with, you know. Look them in the eye. But dispatch says we can shut it down. From here back to dispatch is about 2.5 miles. It's been a busy day. I'm sure I'm gonna feel it later on tonight when I get home. I'll be tired. That's it, 4:45. I'm gonna shut it down. Lights, engine. So, in an effort to keep improvements on this truck, I'm going to try to dial in. I was going to do both, but it's so hot, I'm just going to do one. See, when you look at this mirror, see how the fisheye mirror is like a third of the way below the door? So I'm going to redo that so that fisheye is maybe covering the bottom section of the mirror there. See if I can tighten it up a little bit. There's a lot of chattering coming from that direction. So that'll only take about 10 minutes or so. Just use a couple of wrenches. But we came in at 6 today. We drove 132 miles. We moved 13 different containers. And we'll be out of here by 5. It's 4:45 right now. I've had enough. I've had enough trucking for one day. Slowly but surely, the truck's getting better. I got the mechanics working with me. They're going to try to help me out. I'm off on Wednesday, so that gives them a chance to work on the truck. He says they would have put in the Teflon pads, but something else came up, you know. So. 8/17. Man, this year's flown by. But we're into the heat of the summer right now. This next 4 weeks, this is the most likely time for a hurricane to hit Hawaii in a bad way. This is when it gets hot. And that's what the hurricanes need to fuel themselves. That last hurricane that created that wind tunnel over in Maui, that hurricane passed 500 miles south of us. And it was a category 1 for the entire Pacific just about. But it stayed in the warm waters to the south. As soon as you get towards Hawaii, we're not really in tropical waters. You might call Hawaii's water subtropical. And so we're less likely to get the hurricanes. They come by us every year, but they rarely come here because there's no warm water for them to feed on. Which is a good thing, I think. When I lived in the Virgin Islands, they came right over us almost every year. Because it was like 10 degrees hotter than it is here in Hawaii. But we're gonna fix that mirror and then we're gonna head on home. We got pasta. The seafood pasta that we didn't make on that's the plan. It's but it's a different pasta. Actually we made the one pasta. It was good. But then my wife liked it so much she went to Savers? Walmart. Went to Walmart and saw some other pastas. She said, oh, let's try these. So we're going to do a pasta dish again. A little bit different. But it's basically a seafood pasta. This seafood pasta is the one that we buy from Costco. It's just got everything already made. I just zip it open, throw it in a pot, add a few things to it. I usually add some shrimp to it and the pasta and some spinach or kale or some type of greens, and it usually tastes pretty good. But that's about it for today. Thanks for watching.